I destroyed my sister's wedding because she made fun of my dead mom. My sister Emma always treated me like garbage, but when mom died of cancer last year, she became absolutely vicious. At family dinners, she'd joke about how mom finally stopped babying me and how I needed to grow up now that mommy's gone to save you. The worst part? She'd say this stuff right in front of dad, who was barely holding it together after losing his wife of 30 years. I bit my tongue every single time because dad didn't need more drama. When Emma got engaged to her rich boyfriend Marcus, she suddenly needed a maid of honor. Since she had exactly zero real friends, wonder why, she came crawling to me with crocodile tears. Please, we're sisters. I know we've had our differences, but I need you. Against every instinct screaming at me, I said yes. Biggest mistake of my life. Within a week, she handed me a 3-inch binder labeled Emma's Perfect Day and informed me I was now her unpaid wedding planner. Venue tours, cake tastings, dress fittings, all on my schedule, all my responsibility. Even worse, every single vendor wanted my credit card for deposits. $28,000 total. When I hesitated, Emma promised dad would reimburse everything before the wedding. Marcus's family is handling the big stuff, but dad wants to contribute. She lied smoothly. You know how proud he gets about paying his share. For months, I became her personal servant. She'd text me at 2 a.m. demanding I call florists. She made me drive 3 hours to taste test catering samples, then complain the entire time. When I suggested budget alternatives, she'd snap that I was trying to ruin her special day. The breaking point came 3 weeks before the wedding. I'd been asking about the reimbursement for weeks, getting more desperate as my credit card bills piled up. That Sunday at dad's house, I finally cornered her. Emma, I need to know when dad's paying me back. The interest alone is killing me. Her face twisted into pure hatred. She started screaming about how I was obsessed with money and trying to steal her spotlight. Then she said the words that ended everything. What do you even need money for anyway? It's not like you have mom's medical bills anymore. She's dead. Get over it like the rest of us. Dad was in the next room. He heard everything. I stared at her for exactly 10 seconds, watching her smug smile, then walked to my car without a word. The 20-minute drive home was completely silent. I sat in my driveway and made 31 phone calls. Venue, caterer, florist, DJ, photographer, cake decorator, chair rental, tent rental, bar service, canceled, canceled, canceled. Every single vendor was surprisingly understanding when I explained the bride had committed fraud and wouldn't be paying. The last call was to the venue manager. Actually, can you document that the bride's sister canceled everything? I want a paper trail. Then I sent Emma one text. Hope Marcus's family can plan a wedding in 3 weeks. Your perfect day just became your worst nightmare. Maybe ask mom for help planning it. Oh wait, you told her to get over being dead. My phone started buzzing immediately. Emma, dad, random relatives, everyone calling and texting. I turned it off and went to bed. The wedding was officially called off 2 days later. Emma tried blaming me to the entire family, but dad had heard what she said about mom. He didn't speak to her for 6 months. Marcus's family got the full story and were horrified. They called off the engagement within a week. Emma moved across the country and barely speaks to anyone now. Best 31 phone calls I ever made. I turned it off and went to bed with the most peaceful sleep I'd had in months. The wedding was officially called off 2 days later when the venue manager called Marcus directly to confirm cancellation. Emma tried desperately to rebook everything, but 3 weeks wasn't enough time for any decent vendors. She tried blaming me to the entire extended family, sending a mass email about how I was jealous and vindictive. But dad had heard what she said about mom, and he forwarded her cruel words to every relative. The family group chat exploded. Our aunts were horrified. Our cousins called Emma disgusting. Even our 90-year-old grandmother, who never says a bad word about anyone, called Emma to tell her she was ashamed of her. Marcus's family got the full story when they asked why everything was suddenly canceled. His mother was so appalled that she told Marcus he needed to seriously reconsider marrying someone so cruel to grieving family members. The engagement was called off within a week. Marcus later told dad that Emma's true character was a deal breaker for his whole family. Emma had a complete meltdown. She showed up at my apartment at midnight, screaming and pounding on my door, demanding I fix what I broke. I called the police. She moved across the country 6 months later and barely speaks to anyone in the family now. The few times she visits, she stays in hotels and avoids family gatherings. Dad and I are closer than ever. Last month, on mom's birthday, we visited her grave together, and dad thanked me for defending her memory. Best 31 phone calls I ever made, and Emma learned that actions have consequences.